It's Lindsay, John, Lucy, and I adore you and Scooter so much.
Hey, John, how you doing? How's Scooter doing? I hope Scooter's doing good.
The special shout out goes to John and his fur baby Scooter.
Ever since I've joined this community, I have just met so many wonderful people, including yourself.
Your music is very inspirational. You guys keep up the good work, and we send our love and respect from Northeast Texas.
We are so proud of you. Congratulations, my friend.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's John, aka Bluedingø, and this is my Spotify Wrapped artist clip. The song that I know that I like to perform the most is Sick Inside. I really think it says a lot without saying like a whole lot. You know, mentally, we just all go through something. And sometimes, you know, maybe we wish we had a better approach on how to handle it and, you know, what we can do better as people. Everybody's got a few things in their life that they're ashamed of, you know, and carrying those things around, you know, your whole life will really start to weigh on you. It's important not to react, you know, just let things play out. And that's something that I had to learn, you know, the hard way. And doing that has led me to, you know, a lot more stability with my mental health and just life in general, just the quality of people in my life, you know, in the last 5 or 6 months has just gone through the roof. You got to come to terms with what it is that you can do for yourself, though, you know, the changes that you need to make for yourself. In order to accept any blessings, you've got to have room for them, you know. When there's something that's like really getting you down and it feels like the whole world is against you, just, you know, give it some time, you know, like the truth always reveals itself. Well, I got a couple of new songs that are coming out soon, but I guess the newest one is Wake Up America. Wake Up America says exactly what it is, you know, like earlier this year, you know, I've I've been blessed enough to really understand, you know, that there is a God. But I feel like I've been using my purpose, but I've been using my purpose for the wrong thing. I'm trying to keep up with just like people that don't matter, people that like just, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even like you're missing out on anything. Just fighting and struggling to prove to people that, you know, don't even like each other. So it's just kind of like this, it's always going to be this never-ending cycle. It's really dealing with the wrong kind of people just constantly, you know. But realizing that it's a, you know, it's definitely a good and evil thing. And life is much easier when you open yourself up to the good. The evil might bring in like fun and more people, but like that's a recipe for disaster if you really ask me. I've lived it, I know. I'm not here to try to impress anybody anymore. I really would just like to show people that even a damaged person, you know, could find truth and happiness with God, and kind of just every little thing that he does for me, I try to point it out and be like, see, like this wouldn't have been possible if I would have still been on playing with that evilness. And you know, like this country right now, that's really the, you know, the illness of this country is there's just people not making decisions for themselves. Like you could slap somebody in the face with the truth, but they're gonna be so worried about being caught up in with like people that they think are their friends and stuff like that, and it's just because they're insecure and they don't have like any kind of self-identification, you know. And then when you're on this side now, like I am, man, it's really easy to point those people out. It's really easy to see like the ones that you wasted your time with. So they create this really, you know, uncompromisable existence. And I feel like that there's so many people that are going through so much stuff that like it gets overlooked, you know. It gets overlooked just because you know, it's more important to, I guess, you know, serve that evil. And there's a lot of people struggling in this country because of it, and there's a lot of people hurting because of it. There's a lot of people on the street because of it. And you could take it as a, you know, a conservative or a liberal song, whichever way. I mean, I left the door open for that, but you know, I definitely feel like that people know which side is for God. And I just pray that people are gonna wake up one day and just realize like all the things that they feel like that's so necessary in their life has really just been holding them back to like a true meaning, a true purpose. true happiness, you know. And if you struggle with that every day, then that's what your problem is. That's what your issue is. Evil is never going to win. Evil is never going to be the way to victory. My plans for 2025 would be, you know, to start performing live again more. This was a very up and down year. I've had to deal with things that I never thought I'd have to deal with before in my entire life, but I went through them. But the payout now, being on the other side of those things, now that I know what that is, I don't know, I'd probably go through it a million times over again. I'd like to try to keep inspiring people and letting people know that, you know, especially for men in this country, like, you know, your mental health is important. Don't surround yourself around people that use your mental health against you too. That's a very, very common thing. And it's sad, actually. And it's what makes people just go back into their box and be like, you know, I'm never speaking up on that again because these people made me feel horrible for it. And I want to be somebody that's like, nah, that's not, you shouldn't feel that way. I don't think it's fair for anybody to have to go through that. I really started getting the support that I've got hands down more support than I've ever had. The way you can engage life is how you're going to be able to receive blessings. I've shared my story with a lot of people this year, thousands, you know, and I'm a part of a platform and a community that, you know, potentially could have like, you know, up to 1 million people behind me. And I feel like that's really cool. And so it gives me the faith, it gives me the confidence. I feel safe, you know, but you got to put it all out there, you know. You can't leave anything, you know, unturned, because people will turn them. And I wasn't even really accepting it, I wasn't really seeking that. I just immediately was like pulled into it. It was like, nah, we got you. And that's what this community's done for me. It's really saved my life. It's really restores my faith in people. For the longest time, I just didn't like people. So yeah, I'd like to capitalize on that and continue to be someone supportive, useful. And that's what I hope that I do with my music and my art for the rest of my life.